Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name's Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego the site emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw my emotes right back at me. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi, or you can use emotes from another stream. That's fine. You also don't have to say hi if you don't feel like chatting, but it's nice to know who's here in the intro portion of the stream. As always, thank you, Harold, for... Ooh, I forgot I have to turn on some stuff gear. Not that. Turn that on. Turn that on. I was recording in this window before and forgot that I had this stuff that I didn't turn on. Dirty's here. What's up, Dirty? Welcome, welcome. I forgot. I used this when I was recording a video today and forgot that I turned off all of my notifications, all my Streamlabs stuff. So I got to make sure that's all back on, and it is. Including a new background, a Tron-inspired background that I thought was pretty nifty. Bobby's here. Welcome, Bobby. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well on this fine Saturday. Harold, thank you for hosting the stream. As always, my friend, I know that it's Saturday night. This Saturday night, particular, you are not watching. You are over at the old Load and Ready Run. Fine folks for their Loading Ready live show, which I will watch the archive of after this is over. That'll be fun. But yeah, working on the Glansa, the AGE-1 Glansa from Gundam AGE. And you're like, Pat, I haven't heard of that Gundam series before. And I'll admit, I know very little about it. I do know that it exists, and it's like 10 years old. And the Gundam AGE is the main Gundam. And towards the end of the series, it got upgraded to be the Glansa. And that's what we're building. Julie's here. Hello, Julie. And honestly, one, it looks cool. I like the shoulder-mounted backpack mounted weapons that pop up. I think that's cool. It's got like wrist weapons. Hey, Aristophan, welcome, welcome. It's got like wrist guns, and I think that's cool. So there's stuff about this that I was like, this should be neat to build. And then also, I was excited to build it because I haven't built anything from Gundam Age before. So I was like, that's kind of cool. So yeah. The Glansa, the Gundam AGE Glansa I got right here. Yeah, we'll get started with the build in just a moment or two. You know, as always, this is just a chance to let people come in. I will say, hey, again, I'm going to talk about the plastic model weekender that I will be taking part in April 16th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Time till midnight. It's happening all weekends. I will be one of 21 builders, including, I've just found out, one of the people doing the building is somebody that I watch on YouTube. Not known for his streams, but is taking part in this event. I was like, I got a little starstruck. I was like, I know that person. So I'm very excited about that. And my donation challenge, which is a cumulative challenge. Every $50 donated during my portion of the weekend stream, I will open a random pack of trading cards. And they're definitely interesting. Some are from movies, some are from anime, some are from sports, and they're all weird collectively. And so I will have a big section of them. And I know what you're saying, Pat, do I have to donate $50 for you to open a pack on stream? No, it's cumulative. So if you donate $15, somebody else out there chucks in 35, boom, we hit 50. I open a pack because I'll look at when I go live, I'll look at what the total is and then calculate from there. And hopefully the total will be an easy to add 52 number. So it's not donations of $50, it's every $50 donated during the stream. I will open up some packs. Also, donate during the stream benefits the Cure Alzheimer's Fund, and also every time, or if you, sorry, gotta say this carefully, if you donate $20 at all during the weekend, just, it only counts once, you're entered to win a bunch of cool prizes, which I don't know anything about yet because I don't need to know that yet. So that's that. I'm going to be plugging that a bunch because it'll be fun to stream on some other stream. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that and open up some packs and just generally having a good time. And I think that's it as far as promoting that. I haven't said what my build is going to be. It is from the world of Gundam. It is a high grade, I will say that, but I will say more once we get to April about exactly what I'm going to be building. But I think you're going to like it because I think it's going to be pretty dang neat. And yeah, I think that's about it. The promotion I had to do for that. I'm going to go retweet my tweet saying I'm live, see if we can get a few more friends to come in. So I'm working on this great kid. Come spend Saturday night with me. Try to get a few more friends to come join us. If not, if this is a casual chill stream, that's also okay. If it's a lightly attended, lightly viewed party, I think that's fine. That happens now and again, and we're okay with that. Let's go to the overhead, so we can see here is our Glansa, our AGE-1 Glansa. You can see there. I have built the head and the chest. You can note an interesting thing about this, even though this is the main Gundam, this is not yellow. This is white, which is kind of odd for Gundams, for main S Gundams that have the white, blue, red, and gold motif that this certainly does. Because even with the armor being this other color, this purple, when you take that off, this is the main S Gundam. This is definitely like a Gundam that is here to be the center of attention and have a young male pilot that has a love interest as far as there's a woman in his life. Like, again, I don't know anything about Gundam Age. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. Ask me anything. I know nothing. But I can tell you there's definitely a girl that is or isn't a love interest in it. Is she a childhood friend? Sure. Is somebody he thought was his friend actually working for the other side? Or have they been the whole time and he didn't realize it? Sure. Are some people not who they seem? Sure. I don't know. I can't tell you for sure about this. I bet there's a person who seems pretty cool but is a villain and wears a mask. Why would I make that assumption? Because it's Gundam. And some Gundam truths are universal truths. Because cool masked characters are cool. And so you're going to see cool masked characters. I am still using the God Hand single blade nippers. So I am doing the two-cut technique. When removing pieces, you can see there's still some nubbins there, but then I go back in and clip it again, and to remove that and hopefully prevent any kind of nubbins or color discoloration of the plastic. Hopefully. And sometimes I got to get deep in there and really get going on it. My family finally got hit by Netflix shared account access blocking. Now my siblings have to buy their own accounts. Yeah, I heard that, Dirty, that they were looking for ways to start cracking down on the shared family thing. Yes, and if I believe correctly, it's like, you can have it on a certain amount of devices on the same network or the same IP. So I have heard of friends who have a like they use like a VPN in their house, but not on everyone's accounts, just or everyone's computers, just like theirs. Like they have like a mobile VPN, and they're running into issues with that. I have heard even in the same house, but it's mostly to prevent like I'm the person in the family who pays for Netflix, and you're the person that pays for Amazon Prime, and you're the person that got HBO Max, and you got Apple Plus with your phone, and now so like yeah, they are attempting to prevent that. And while it's certainly a bummer, I also get it. I get it. Oh no, I get it. Yeah. Companies are going to look out for themselves. We're going to look out for ourselves. It is what it is indeed. Yep, gonna finally downgrade to the cheapest level of access. Well, there you go, Dirty. If you were paying more so that other people, so you could have multiple logins, and now you can't do that, then yeah, get yourself that cheaper plan. If you're not paying for everybody else's, or because you were doing it and you were like, well, I have to pay more because sometimes too many people are using it at once, and now I don't get to use the thing I pay for. I'm sorry. I'm yawning, and that is unprofessional of me. But Allergies are just whooping my ass. This pollen down here is no joke. I've had bad seasonal allergies before, but this is just whooping me, just really wrecking me. Like I didn't really do much outside today. I had some yard work stuff to do, but I was in and out of that. But it's just like, yeah, just breathing in that pollen. It really, really wears me down. Um, I am I'm gonna have to really like I gotta take a Claritin every day, and I'm gonna have to be really careful about that. And like, if I have to mow the lawn or something, I'm gonna have to wear a mask when I do that because it's just like, yeah, it's really just been just like really draining any energy I have. But other than that, I've been good. I had my D&D crew today, so that was very fun. We are continuing to play. We're doing 5th edition. We're having a good time um, playing with friends. It is a couple people's first time playing D&D outside of the one shot we did a while back, which we then decided was going to become a regular game. Um, so we're getting a little bit of growing pains, and people are kind of figuring it out. But we're all comedians, and most of us are improvisers. And it has been very fun. And our DM is a seasoned pro, so we're having a good time with it. And yeah, I'm having a ball. I'm laughing a lot doing it. It is kind of the only like performance stuff I've been doing lately, so that is nice. It's nice to get out there and just like have a good time. It'd be kind of silly. I think we do get silly while we're doing it, and it's rules are there, right? We're not rule sticklers, but we're not also playing rules light. So like you can't use a spell you don't have access to because you're not at the level. But sometimes people are like, hey, my character knows this, it's part of my backstory. Can I roll like to investigate, or can I use intuition? Uh, can I have advantage on this because of what happened last week? And our DM is like definitely more willing to be pretty loose with that, which is really fun. I mean, it's just for more fun, right? It's like, why am I going to limit you on this? I'm not going to. Don't worry about that. Yeah, let me know. Okay, but yeah, but not like egregious. Like, oh, let me re-roll because I rolled a one. It's like, no, live with your mistakes, live with that. We'll work around it. Uh, but it's been very fun to play and hang out. So that has been real nice. I shot a couple videos today. I mentioned that at the top of the stream. My Q&A, monthly Q&A video that goes out to anyone who's a patron on patreon.com/BatBear. All my patrons get access to my monthly Q&As. Is the only exclusive content that I make is that. So I always, I did that today, so that was good. Last night I shot next week's not bearing list. Bearing list is done. Bear With Me. I shot next week's Bear With Me because the one I made on Thursday got a not accessible on mobile devices restriction. So that's not going to go up. That happens when you're dealing with stuff like, is it a transformative work? Me having a reaction to it? I think it's classified. But is it up to the copyright holder about yeah, totally. It's on them if they're like, no one gets to see you talk about this thing. So that's going to be one of the ones that nobody gets to see. And that happens. This has been a weird week of getting those done. Okay, so if you don't know, Bear With Me is a reaction series, or video series, where I watch a video and give my genuine reaction to said video. And it is so people send me links. I also find things and just look at the thumbnail and go, oh yeah, I'll check that out. And I use a program to download that video so that I don't watch it as it happens. So I haven't seen it until I hit record. Then I turn on OBS, my capture gear, watch the video, give my honest reaction to it. Sometimes people send me links and they are trolling me. And usually, if it's somebody I've never talked to before, never heard of, I don't worry about it. I'm not like, I'll watch something like. Sometimes I have skepticism because sometimes they're like, hey, check this video out. And the title is something that I'm like, I know I'm not going to want to watch this. And then sometimes people are like, are very well intentioned and they think they are sending me something that I am going to like, and then it turns out I don't like it, or my reaction just there wasn't a real reaction there. I didn't think it was an interesting video to share. Um, the lately I've been going through a bunch of things where I'm just like, nope, not this one, nope, not this one, nope, not this one, nope, not this one, okay, and then eventually I will find something that goes up. I still think I'll definitely be able to do 52 of these and do it for a whole year. But it is that thing where it has been a thing where I'm like, ooh, I kind of wonder if this is going to be, if there will be weeks where I am scrambling to get one of these done. But I don't know. Somebody did suggest one for the following week, so I will be checking that out soon. And we'll see. I don't know. But I still enjoy doing it. I think the premise is fun for me. I like doing reactions. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see in the future if this is something that like has legs or not. I don't know. I hope you all had a good weekend. Like I said, I got some yard work done, got some videos done. That's kind of been my weekend. Prep for a few things. Filled out some job applications because I'm still desperately looking for work. My hope is to get part-time or full-time work that I can do. Telecommuting and do it from here. Although the possibility of opening up to some things that I might be able to go into once I get my second vaccine shot, it opens up the possibility. Again, this doesn't, it's something that I'm like been considering, but haven't like thrown down the gauntlet, saying like, oh, I'm definitely gonna, work outside the home. But I still want to get something more permanent. Freelance is freelance. Sometimes it comes in, sometimes it doesn't. Right now I've got one project, and then I have this customer service gig that I run as I'm one of a couple people that come in to sub, and they haven't needed any subs. Everybody's been working, so that's been like, I would love to get a couple more of those shifts just like magically appear so that I could do that, but that has not been the case right now. And that's all right. That happens. Um, and yeah, and then the topic of comes up now of like conventions. That comes up now and again, and I have said this, and right now I'm sticking to it that I don't have any immediate plans um, to go anywhere. I have submitted for a few digital conventions that are doing the online component. Um, ARM is done. Great, so we can put that on there. So I have submitted to a few online only cons to see if that will work, and hopefully I can pick up, get booked to some of those because I miss doing convention stuff, and I miss doing panels. They're fun. Um, and as far as in person, like at the end of the year, uh, it's complicated. It's hard to say. It's like, well, me being vaccinated doesn't mean that it's safe to go places and do things, certainly. Um, and like, if someone was like, hey, are you going to go to Seattle this year for PAX? Like, if they have it in person, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go and just do panels, like, get the money together to go, fly across country, go to Seattle to do a panel for some people, like not as many as I've done for before. Like, it just feels like I don't know. But then if I start thinking about, okay, well, let's say, because having some people do the guaranteeing the show benefits Reed and PAX. What if there's an offer of like like travel or hotel or both. Well, maybe that's something I want to do. I don't know. Uh, because that way is another guest and I can do a bunch of things and maybe I don't get as many people to perform in the two panels I do, but I can get some people and I can figure out somebody that's there and I can be like, hey, I'm having trouble getting enough people. Who else is coming to this convention? Who can you put me in touch with? Uh, I don't know. Don't know if that makes more sense. Same thing with like New York Comic Con. New York Comic Con apparently is going to happen in person. Their plans for that to be an November event in person in New York. Do I work for a company that I have worked for in the past? If they make an offer, if they say, hey, last time this was live, you came and worked for us. You were in New York, so we didn't have to pay for travel, but you're not in New York, so we'll pay for travel. And then it's like, do I go? Do I go to New York? Like, I would like to go back to New York. Like, do I let someone pay for my trip to New York so that I can go to my storage unit and switch out clothes and, you know, go to the Javits Center and make some money and be with some people? Like, is that a viable thing? Does that make sense to do? Is that safe to do? Is that a reasonable thought? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of questions with it. Um, there's going to be there aren't any gaming things this summer, but there are music things this summer happening, and there are some cons. There are some anime cons this summer that I wouldn't have been expecting to go to, but yeah, I don't know. I think the big question is like PAX West, because PAX East isn't going to happen. Let's just say that, right? PAX East is scheduled for June with no further information available. That's not happening. That's not happening. I don't know if there'll be a PAX online, but there's not going to be a PAX. Like there just isn't going to be a PAX East in June. Or that's just not happening. If it is, they have very little time to plan for it, and they have to make announcements immediately. PAX Australia is happening, apparently in person. So that is an event that's going to happen, and then PAX West in Seattle, maybe. PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia in December, maybe. Okay, well then, do these things make sense? Do they make sense for me to go to? Do they make sense for me to be brought to? I don't know. The local Ren Fair is happening in like a month. I guess the plague adds authenticity. Yeah, Lastbrook. I mean, also at Lastbrook, I don't have to tell you that Texas is going to Texas. So, yeah, there being a Ren Fair makes sense to me. Now, the idea of something in the first week of May happening, a May event, sounds ludicrous to me. But also, the first anime convention of 2021 that happened happened at the beginning of this year in Dallas. So, like, it's not out of the question that Texas is going to Texas. Uh, Wild, but yeah, but not unheard of, and not the hardest to believe, unfortunately. Uh, so hopefully, yeah. So like I said, I don't know. Something I didn't realize like a week ago was that our governor is in a wheelchair. Oh, didn't know that, Dirty. Um, yeah. Uh, it is an odd thing to start talking about like conventions because for a lot of people they're just like 2021 isn't a year. 2022, that's when I'll start thinking about other things. Like not until the numbers are higher in a bunch of places, and for I know this for many people, the vaccine is something that is like a big question mark. I have friends in Canada who are like, there is no word on when I will be eligible for the vaccine. Um, and I have friends who are in Europe, and that is a similar thing where it is just like I cannot tell you when I will get it because no one can tell me when I will get it. So yeah, I do know that for many people, like it's not the same thing. And then also it's like, all right, well, if folks internationally can't travel to conventions, like what does that do for people that want to put up conventions? The Ren Fair actually has a strict mask policy, and it gets like most outdoors, right? But still, mostly outdoors. Yeah, it's just about the amount of people, right? And the fact that it's hard to social distance when you want people to come up to your booth and pay money, and there's like small little things happening. It's just gonna be hard to keep distances, and also, anytime people eat, the masks come off and they don't go back on. Sometimes they just don't go back on at all, and it's just very frustrating. Um, Abbott had some sort of accident where a tree fell on him, and he sued the landowner for a lot of money. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I've been getting the message I'm eligible, but the closest appointment is about 2 hours away. Uh, I'm sorry to hear that, Dirty. Yeah, 2 hours away that's far. That makes a day of it, and they're always in the afternoon, so that's just like trying to take a day off to go get that done and all that. Yeah. But I'm glad you're eligible. I hope you find an appointment at a place that is more convenient for you to be able to do that. Certainly. But yeah, I have my second shot is in a couple weeks, and I am very happy for that. I believe yes, it is 2 weeks from Thursday. This past Thursday. In 2 weeks, I will be getting my second vaccination. And I'm excited about that, getting that done. I'm hoping for a call from the VA clinic. Well, yeah, I hope so too, Dirty. I hope you can get that done. I want people vaccinated. Uh, I went from being jealous of people that were getting it that I knew to, oh, I got mine, so now I'm also happy for anyone else, to now I'm jealous of my friends that got the Johnson & Johnson because they're done. Because the friends of mine who got the vaccination after I got mine will be done because they got the one shot. And I was like, oh, all right, now I understand. Like I was like, oh, well, why people are like this. But yes, I'm also like that for friends of mine who are done with the process. I'm like, oh yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about travel and all that. Like the idea of going to an airport, like I did that once. I did that in July of last year when I came here and was not like I was fine with the process when it got done. I wasn't thrilled with the idea of having to do it, and I certainly wasn't thrilled with like the idea that there were going to be more people traveling than they were, you know, in July 2020, and the airports will be busier. Do not like the idea of that, even being vaccinated. Just because also, like, here's the thing that I hadn't really thought about, but is definitely happening, is that for myself anyway, uh, even vaccinated, the idea of being in big crowds kind of freaks me out because I've been the most people I see is in New York. I would see like people out and about some, and then like sometimes the grocery store would be busy if they weren't capping how many people could be there. And now it's like I see some neighbors when I go for a walk, and I see my parents, and then sometimes I'm on a Zoom call, like with friends, and it gets out of hand, and there's like I don't know, 15 of us on the same Zoom call, and I get like kind of nervous about how many people there are, and that we're obviously not in the same room, and it's fine, but I'm just like, oh, there's a lot of people here. So I don't know what I don't know how I'm going to do when I get back to New York. I'm going to deal with that. I'm going to have to get readjusted. Like, I feel like I'll get reacclimated. I'm not going to try to say that word right. Fuck it. I don't want to say that word right. I'm sure that I will get used to it again. Um, but I think it'll take some doing for me to be like, ooh, I'm going to do this. Um, I'm not going to get too far into it because I don't want to get too into it right now. But I will just say um, that things are going all right around here. I'm a little stressed out at the moment. My father is home and in recovery from some surgery. It was elective surgery. It was not emergency. This was something that we knew was going to be happening. Um, and it's all right. And he's in recovery here at home. He was under observation for a day. He is home. He's been home for a couple of days. Um, and he's fine. And everything's going to be okay. He's got recovery happening right now. Um, and I was not here the last time he had a surgery like this because it's similar to one he's had before. And I was not home to be able to help with that. And I am so happy that I am here now that I am able to help. It is one of the saving graces of this terrible situation in which I find myself here in South Carolina instead of New York. But it does mean that I am able to support my family this way. And like, all right, we got this machine that you put ice and water in it, and it pumps cold water constantly through this padding device. Pat figured out how to use it. Pat can change the water because it's heavy to carry it around. Pat can take care of that. Pat's going to do it. Great. That is a thing I get to do that helps out, and it feels like I'm helping and being active. And then the other thing I'm doing is like understanding that everyone is now stressed because like I didn't have that surgery, but I'm stressed about it and the recovery and if he's going to be okay and all that. And my mom was stressed. And then, um, then it's also like, all right, let's keep this. Okay, this is happening. Well, this is annoying. Well, okay, well, that's that. And it's like, all right, well, that doesn't matter. And we'll get this done and everything's going to be okay in that respect. And it's like, it's a lot. There's like a lot of added stress beyond all the normal stress stuff where it's just like, okay, we're going to get this done. It's going to be all right. And then like getting his first shot the first day and then making sure that was the thing we had to make sure it was like, hey, he's getting the vaccine. Is that okay? Because it was enough time between that and the surgery. But it was like, because we want to get him vaccinated and we don't want him to have to wait, especially since he's going to have to go to a hospital. Um, but it's things are working out all right with that. It's just a bit of an added stress, and like I said, I'm not going to get too deep into it because it's not something that I need to talk about. But it is something that I wanted to kind of just touch on. That like, if I seem a little distracted, part of it is just the weather, and part of it is that yeah, I got a little bit on my plate that I am kind of postulating. Um, but it'll be all right. Editor's note to change the subject. Editor's note. I did not watch today the uh, first episode of season 5 of My Hero Academia. I did not watch that yet. I will watch it and talk about it on Monday. I had kind of a busy day today. Came out. Also, it was the season finale of one show, or halfway through one show, season finale of another show. Figured, or two shows. Figured I could talk about those. And then also, right now there's nothing new for Monday for me to talk about on Monday. So I was like, well, let me get a couple things to talk about. I can talk about that on Monday. So I'm doing that on Monday. Um, but otherwise, everybody just be cool and it'll be neat. To refresh that. Okay, had to refresh something. We're fine. Um, but yeah, didn't watch that. Theoretically, a show that, I don't know if it's been picked up. Right now, it's not listed on anywhere, but we'll find out on Monday if it is. There is a short about what is it called? I wrote it down. The name of it, Akachan Hon Bucho. Bucho, yeah. Akachan Hon Bucho. And it's a short, I think it's a 5-minute episodes, and the premise is that the manager of a business suddenly becomes a child, but still has his brain capacity. It's just like D8. He just, becomes younger. He Benjamin Buttons, uh, and he still wants to keep his job. And I was like, that premise is fun. I will watch that weekly. If it's 5 minutes every Monday, I got no problems with that. But it has not been announced anywhere, so I do not know if it is happening at any service. But if it is, I'll talk about it on Monday because it sounds fun. And if it isn't, you know, I'll let you know. But yeah, we're getting some new anime stuff. I was disappointed to find out that Shaman King 2021 is airing on television in Japan, which I'm not disappointed with. That's cool. But is it was acquired by Netflix. The distribution in North America will be on Netflix, which means we don't know when it's coming out over here. So I will not be able to watch it weekly, and that disappoints me. Because I wanted to watch that show weekly, and instead we won't. And there's no announced date for when that'll happen right now. So hopefully there's some trailers and they put out some information about it. But I don't have Netflix right now. I will get it again when the time is right to watch some things. I have not watched the Dota anime. I have heard good things from like two people. Two people I know have watched the Dota anime and liked it. One of whom doesn't. Here's a problem. Here's the problem. Okay, so one person said they liked it, and they watch a lot of stuff, and I know a lot of the things that they watch, and I was like, cool. And then another person doesn't watch a lot of anime, but really loves Dota, like still plays Dota 2 now. And I'm like, well, is it good, or do you just like Dota and they gave you some Dota and now you're watching a Dota anime? I don't know. So I haven't watched it. I haven't read any like critical analysis or anything about it yet. I'm sure that'll come up. But yeah, otherwise, I don't know. That's not really, I like I said, I will have to get Netflix at some point. I usually go when the time is right, but I haven't done that in a bit. Um, Usually there's just something that comes out that I really need to see, and then I'll get it for like a month. Uh, but I haven't done that in a bit, so I don't know. How's everybody doing out there in chat? We are quiet tonight, folks, and that's okay. It's all right if we are a quiet chat, but if you got stuff you want to talk about on your Saturday, feel free to let me know. I have lived a bit of a boring existence lately, and so if you got stuff you're excited about, I'll tell you something I'm not excited about. WrestleMania. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna now I have Peacock and maybe I'll watch some wrestling stuff, and the interface looks bad, so I guess maybe I won't check this stuff out. And Royal Rumble was okay, Elimination Chamber was fine, and then they announced that one of the hosts of WrestleMania this year would be Hulk Hogan, and I was like, I don't like this. Don't like this. I'm probably not going to watch WrestleMania. Fuck that. That sucks. Oh, and he's co-hosting with Titus O'Neil, a wrestler that you don't do anything with. So cool. So you're just going to put Hulk Hogan out there with his black friend, huh? Cool. Cool. And then I was like, I just don't think I'm going to do it. But I was like, I still keep an eye on what's going on WWE week to week, and there's some good stuff happening there. And I like Sami Zayn's thing he's doing right now. Sami Zayn's got this conspiracy theory thing where he's got a documentary crew following him around, and he's talking about what's going on with him, and the company's holding him down, and all this other stuff. And it's a fun idea. It's got a fun premise. And then his guest next Friday, his special guest for the premiere of his documentary, is gonna be Logan Paul. And that's not good. Obviously. That's bad. And I'm not into that. Uh, just not into that at all. The idea of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens having a match at one of the two nights of WrestleMania, having a WrestleMania match, reigniting their feud at WrestleMania. That sounds fantastic. I love those boys. I love watching them work together. Uh, those two at WrestleMania, that sounds rad. Now the idea that Logan Paul's going to be involved in it makes me feel bad, and so that's a bummer. Lastbrook says, had a busy, annoying day at work. Need to wash some face masks, but don't want to get off the couch. Lastbrook, I understand. If this room wasn't annoyingly warm, I would only hang out in it all the time. A thing I have to do tomorrow, part of my Sunday chores, because everybody's got chores. Part of my Sunday chores tomorrow is I got to take this desktop and I got to take it to the garage, and I got to open it up and spray some condensed air in there and clean it all out, because I haven't cleaned my computer since since I brought it out. So that's February. I did not clean it at all in the month of March, and you can go for a little while, but I'm hearing those fans kick up, and it's also because it's warm in here, so they're kicking harder. But it is time to really take a look at that, and then also possibly take a look at the fan, the air cooler on my CPU, and see if that needs to be cleaned. But yeah, that computer is going to need a dust in. It's been a hot minute, and it is long overdue for that. Lastbrook says, God, I already forgot about the Logan Paul business. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, my hope is he doesn't show up, because Logan Paul followed Sammy on Twitter, and I'm hoping that was just like whatever, and he was like, I don't actually want to do any of this stuff, but you can they negotiated that they could pretend he's gonna be there just to make Sammy think it's even more of a conspiracy. That's really my hope. I don't think that's what it is. I think Logan Paul's gonna be on Raw or SmackDown next week, and I'm not thrilled with that. But yeah. Anyway, I got my. I'm very happy to get. I got to get my computer cleaned up tomorrow. So that is one of my chores tomorrow. Hey folks, if you're not doing it, you got to get in there. You got to take care of. Got to take care of your computer, so your computer takes care of you. Because God knows, you're not. Look, even if the only way you're buying a new computer is if you are buying a pre-built one, and even then That's just so ridiculous right now. Do I sometimes think about would it be nice to have something better than my computer here, what I've got? Yeah, it would. It'd be nice to upgrade some components here on the old computer, but it's just not gonna happen. I got it's a 970 on here. That's it. I'm not getting what what am I gonna get? What graphics card am I gonna be able to pick up? I'm not gonna be picking up a new graphics card. 960. It's 960. Yes, 960. Happy to have it. Runs great for what I'm doing. 1080. Especially I use. Okay, so OBS says when I'm streaming right now I am using between 11 and 14% of my CPU. So great, perfect, exactly. That is fine. It runs this stuff fine. It runs older games incredibly well at 1080. It runs newer games. Control didn't love my computer, but also Control wasn't optimized particularly incredibly. So that wasn't super surprising. But yeah, I've been thinking, it's all right, well, I hope I can get all of this working right and looking good and just maintaining. Right now I'm just maintaining. I would at some point I'm going to get a bigger SSD. That is a thing I'm definitely going to get, is a bigger SSD, because I would like to get a new SSD and then use my old one that I'm currently using right now as my main as another external drive because I have right now I'm using this one and it's fine. It does everything I need, and then I have an older drive as my extra storage, and I'd like to turn that drive into a recovery drive and not depend on it for like saving a lot of things and like I don't run games off of that. So that would be all right. So like, let's say I run games off the SSD that I have right now, and another SSD is just the operating system and then some files. I would love that. But right now, I run my games off the SSD that also is where a lot of other things are, and I don't love that. So that is something that I'm definitely like keeping my eye looking at, trying to like figure out exactly what I'm going to get. But that's something that I'm like, I can do that. I can upgrade that. That'll actually like improve my the quality of stuff going on here. So stuff happens like where like I'm trying to move things onto this external drive or internal drive I should say, extra drive, and like it just takes a while to like rev up, and I'm always nervous about that sometimes. Just like, ugh, I don't know. So I wouldn't mind keeping that for like non-essential things and just using it now and again. Maybe even taking it out of the computer and putting it in a USB enclosure. I've been thinking about doing that just to give it a rest, retire it. But I don't know. All right, we're done with the feet. It's been a while since we did stickers. Really, we've only done head stickers here. So even though there are a ton of these stickers, I think a lot of these stickers are going to be on the backpack. I get the feeling because we did like one in the chest, a few on the head. I know that's a weapon sticker. That's definitely a weapon sticker. I feel like a lot of these are probably on the backpack, but I know that there are two. There's one that goes on the leg. So when we get to one of the legs, we'll see that. Um, but let's panel line this, and we will take a pause for the cause in a bit. I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. Always go in on that, or go into detail on that. All right, let's get the brown out for that. But yeah, yeah, I don't have any major like. Yeah, I would like to upgrade some stuff. I've been thinking about maybe getting a better cooler for my CPU and changing that out, but I don't know. That's not something I definitely think I'm going to do. Like, I don't have immediate plans to do that. This computer has zero. Well, I don't want to say it has zero like fan related RGB or like my RAM doesn't have RGB. Nothing like that. There are a couple of lights that are on. There's a light on the graphics card and there's a light on the CPU. Or the motherboard, I should say. And that's it. And that is fine with me. I do not need anything nonsense. I don't need nobody looks at it. I don't have anything. I don't have a clear door on the side. It's a quiet case that, to me, that was more important. Have it run quiet was more important than it look, radical or anything. Because it's off the floor or it's on the table here and yeah, I'd rather not get. I'd rather have it so I don't pick up on the mic when the fans are going. I'd rather have that than worry about it looking radical and super cool and liquid cooled and all kinds of stuff. I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not worried about any of that stuff. If you got RGB, if you got flashing lights, if you got clear, it's clear on both sides and the front and it pulses when you play music because your RGB is programmed to do that, and it's basically like hell yeah, go for it. If that brings you joy, if you love that. I don't have like a flashy keyboard. I don't have a flashy mouse. Like I don't. I am very practical when it comes to that stuff. I guess if I like lived with people, and like they were checking out my rig, maybe I would care more about that. I just never have. It's just never been a thing that I've been super into. Um, in fact, I know that in the future I'll definitely be paying more for stuff that doesn't have that because I just won't. I don't need it. I don't need I don't want a loud case or a loud case. You know what I mean? You get it? You get it. You get what I'm saying. I can't do all the RGB. It causes me headaches. Yeah, I hear you, Dirty. Yeah, it's just like, to me, it's just It's not appealing. I'm not super into it. Um, Also, if I'm like looking at my monitors, I want to be able to looking at my monitor. I don't want to like have those lights like catching my eye. That is not something that I'm into. Sorry. Yawning. Yawning. Oh, good little stretch here. We're going to start on one of these legs. We're not going to get too far into it before we take our pause for the cause, but we'll of course take a little bit of a break. Um, and the second half of the stream, I will talk about some anime that I was watching because we two shows wrapped up their first season. Both were double lengths. They started 2 seasons ago, and then one show is halfway through, and we'll talk about that. A bunch of stuff happened there. Exciting in the world of anime, as we are in a transitional period between seasons, but it's weird because a bunch of things started late in January, so some shows aren't new shows are starting, but old shows are not done. Some shows have a couple episodes left that started very late, and other things are wrapping up. And then just a reminder, if you play catch up with shows on Sunday, if Sunday is the day you watch stuff, just know that your service is going to be interrupted tomorrow because I have to imagine that some people, much like the first episodes of the season, that some people will try to watch the end of what do you call it? Attack on Titan, which is wrapping up on Sunday, if I remember correctly. And they try to watch that before they get spoiled, which is, I get, that's reasonable. Like, you could definitely get spoiled that way. So if people are like, I don't want, I want to be able to see it now, as soon as possible. But basically, when this season premiered, it was very sluggish and hard to watch stuff that day on both Crunchyroll and Funimation because it's on both. So there's a show that I want to pick. I want to check out tomorrow, but I'll watch it probably tomorrow night. I watched the first episode of it because it's a monthly show called Kyo and Kyoto from the Maiko House. And it was a really fun premise. It's just a slice of life, but a girl that wanted to study to be a junior geisha, a maki, and she does not get accepted. But through twist of fate, she ends up living there as as the chef, as the live-in chef, and her childhood friend is pursuing her. They're both their dreams as being a maki, and it's just like pretty wholesome, pretty cool first episode. But it's a monthly show, so I feel like people are gonna sleep on it. So I mean, I did just because I was busy because it comes out on Wednesdays and there's a lot of anime, so I wasn't focused on that. But I will. Yeah, right now my stuff that I'm gonna finish up is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime season 2 and Laid Back Camp season 2 wrap up both those wrap up on Thursday, or one wraps on Wednesday. One wraps up on Tuesday, the other wraps up on Thursday, and then that's it. And then So Spider So What is continues, so I'll keep watching that. And then then eventually new stuff will start coming out, trickling out. Of course, we had My Hero today, as I mentioned. And more stuff will be coming. Yeah, My Hero came out today. If I sort by next airing episode, Shaman King, as I said, comes out, but I can't watch that. And then the next one, I'm like, in 5 days, we start seeing new stuff. We get the Yakunara Mug Cup, which nobody's picked up yet, so I can see, but that is a girls into a thing, and that thing is making pottery, so I'm going to check that slice of life out. And also SSS Dynazeon. SSS Dynazeon is it's not a direct sequel to SSSS Gridman, but it is part of the Gridman universe, basically is what they're saying. So it is in the world of the SSSS is going to be like a larger world, and so I don't think any characters from Gridman are going to be in this, but it's done by Trigger and and a joint effort between Trigger and another company. Um, and I'm gonna check it out because it's gonna have some robots in it. And there's like a couple mech shows this season, so I'm gonna watch some mech shows. I'll give them a shot if there's some cool mech stuff. You know me. I like my mech shows. So I will be checking those out, and I'll of course report back. But there's a few things coming out that I'm excited about. Um, I'm going to panel this, then we'll take a pause for the cause. Then I'll talk about spiders and curses and I don't know what else. Oh, cats and dogs, aka the 3 anime shows I watched. And I'm going to do some paneling there. I'll say this. I don't know if I'm going to make a video about it. I don't think I will. I don't think it deserves a video. But I don't enjoy. I was using the beta, and I just switched back to the old version. I did not enjoy the beta of the new version of the Crunchyroll app, or the Crunchyroll, I should say, web version. They are trying to make it so it is better for mobile, which I appreciate, but it was by default black background with no way to switch. Uh, it basically looks a lot like Funimation's site, which but it didn't have some of the options I really like. So it has a like, hey, here's where you left off on some episodes. Great. Hey, here are some you watch these kind of shows. Here are some shows maybe haven't seen before. And there was one that I was like, oh, I haven't seen this. I'll take a look at this. It's not right for me, but this is cool. I hadn't heard of the show, so I was like, oh, that's neat. So like finding some discoverability. But like the calendar seems to be gone. Like the what's coming out today is gone, which is a very also on Funimation very functional thing that I look for. And then the queue is called the watch list, and that is not organized in a way that I would appreciate. I mean, it's most likely because of the merger that is happening. They're going to have like similar web experiences, which I get, but I don't like. But basically, yeah, I was not thrilled with what I saw of this new the new beta, so I ended up getting out of it because I was like, nah, I just don't like that. But mostly, it's just like, hey, don't just make dark your default. Like, let me switch it up. Almost everything I prefer light mode to dark mode, but there are a few things like Discord I use the dark mode. I don't know why, I just do. But having the option, and I couldn't find the option there. Now maybe it will be, because it's still in beta. But that was the feedback I left. That was the major thing I did not like was that I could not find links to things within it like calendars and stuff, and I also did not enjoy that I could not see. It just hurt my eyes. Anyway, I am going to do a pause for the cause where I talk about ways you can support the channel if you're so inclined. If you're saying, well, Pat, what are you going to finish building this kit? I am going to continue working on this kit, but I do take a little bit of time during every stream to just kind of like talk about ways you can support the channel and that sort of stuff. And then a reminder, real quick reminder, save the date, April 16th from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. Joe Kim is raiding with a party of 30. Welcome, raiders. Hello. You literally came in at the perfect time. Joe Kim, thank you so much for the raid. I'll do a very truncated version of my ad break just to say hi, everybody. I'm Pat Baer. We'll go to this. I'll go back to that in a second. Hi, everybody. I'm Pat Baer. If you haven't been to the stream before, I'm a model kit builder. And Lego stuff, Gundam. We're working on something from an anime called Gundam AGE, which came out 10 years ago. And I've never built a kit from that series, and we're working on it. It's a big, blocky friend. But we were just taking a little bit of a break. We got a lovely community of folks here. I'm really happy you're here. I hope you stick around. Hit the follow button if you would like to. If you want to hit subscribe, if you have you get Twitch token burning a hole in your pocket, you want to help me out, and if it's not me, use it for somebody. Make sure that if you're paying monthly or yearly to Amazon Prime, that you're using that token because you benefit, and you just help out, somebody who's out there as an affiliate. You can help them get closer to that payout because there's a minimum threshold before they get a payout. And it might not mean something to somebody, but for other streamers, it means a whole lot to see those numbers go up because, we're still gamers and we still like to see the numbers tick up. You still like to see the progress bar fill. So we're going to get back to building in just a minute. I'm also going to talk about some anime stuff that came out because that's what I do in the second hour of my stream is I talk about anime that I watched since the last time that I streamed. And then, we'll get back into that. But, we got a bunch of new friends visiting, so I feel like we should also just get back to building. The only thing I'll say is I have a YouTube channel that, if you're interested in coming to check that out, I would love that. Because I have memberships on there and also just like a lot of video content. So that's my YouTube, youtube.com/PatBear. Check that out. Let's see. Okay. And let's get back to building. Let's go back over here. I'll talk about this. Oh, also, I should promote this a little bit. I'm taking part in a charity event next month, raising money for the Cure Alzheimer's Fund. It is the Plastic Model Kit Weekender, Plamo Weekender. It will be 21 model kit builders of all different styles, people that build all kinds of different things, people that are incredible, that I'm like literally very psyched to see, and then also people I don't know, like me. I'm like, who's this person? And one of my incentives is every time the total increases by $50 during my 3 hours of streaming, I will open a random pack of trading cards. I have gotten a wide variety of trading cards. My goal is to just run out of packs early and just be like, oops, sorry, everybody. But if you donate $20, you're entered to win a bunch of model kit prizes that will be shipped to you from Texas, because that is the organizers are from Texas. So that's on the 16th. It's happening all weekend that weekend, the 16th, 17th, 18th. I'm just doing 3 hours that Friday. All right, let's get back to building. Joe Kim, again, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome, raiders. What's the Glansa, you're asking yourself? Well, Gundam Age is a Gundam series, and the main Gundam in that series is the Age, the AGE-1. Weird, right? Just like Wing, they did that thing where they called a show the main Gundam's name as well. So this is the Gundam Age. Glansa just means it's extra armor. Like literally extra armor, because you can pop this off, and then you're like, oh, cool. That's what it originally looks like. And then it just got a big armor upgrade. Neat. And it is. I just got to put that piece right back there. So if you see anything that is purple, Glansa indeed a weird word. Yes, also Glansa is just a weird word to say out loud. Glansa. But it is part of a long lineage of Gundam just having words that you're like... Because the kit I'm going to build next, that was also purchased at the same time as this kit, is the Strike... What is it? Uturi? I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say the name of this Gundam yet. I have to go and see if anyone has covered it. I think it's Uturi, but the Strike Uturi. And I'm like, what? Okay. There's the Strike Noir and the Strike Uturi. And I was like, that's just nonsense words. Sometimes Gundam is nonsense words. And that's fine. Okay. Sounds very Gundam, right? Death Scythe Hell Custom. And you're like, cool. All right. Oh, we also just has a bunch of gift subs in there. Welcome, gifted subs. Bobby, thank you so much. I've got this little soundboard that I use for things that just like this, where I'm going to hit applause on the soundboard. Yes, please thank Bobby and welcome Tomato Kigu, Kawasaki 17 or Kawasaki. I'm sure that's what that is. X Dre X, Zotg, and Dokudel. I'm very bad at that, and I apologize. I will probably never get better. It's just the Strike Rouge. I think Oturi is the weapons pack. Okay, so it's the Strike Rouge or Strike Rogue. It's the Strike Rogue. Yes, it's ROU. It's a Strike Rogue. Okay. Because there's a Strike Noir, which I also have to build at some point. Okay, so it's the Strike Rogue, and then Oturi is the weapons pack. Whatever. I'm going to get to it soon. Um, Meanwhile, I'm going to keep working on this. Now, I said that I was going to talk about some anime, and that's something that we do here in the second hour of the stream. Is I'm going to talk to you about some anime that came out in the last 2 days. I'm going to jump to With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun, because while I have some new friends here in chat, hanging out, watching the stream, that came along because Joe Kim, brought the raid in, which is lovely. I want to tell you about With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun. Because if you're like, well, Pat, I don't watch a lot of anime. I watch some action stuff like, hey, I had Cartoon Network. Uh, uh, I had, okay, so it's rouge like the color. Okay, great, Lashbrook, thank you. I would do the research before I start talking about it, but I appreciate that. Uh, I had Cartoon Network. I had Adult Swim. I watched some anime. I like some anime. Well, I want to make sure you know that there's a whole world of anime. It's not just all action and adventure. There's also anime that exist that are just like, hey, what if we made a 2-minute show? Every episode is 2 minutes. And it's just a couple little jokes and a couple little scenes about this woman that has a dog and a cat. Because it's based on a short little manga series, also named With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun. And they made 24 episodes of this show, and it just ended yesterday. And I'm a little sad because it's a lovely show, and I would have loved to have seen even more of it. But I'm also happy because it existed and it came out, and Crunchyroll picked it up. It was available on Crunchyroll, as I said. You can watch it with ads for free. Other than the last episode, you won't see till next week because if you don't have an account, you gotta blah blah blah. You're not premium, you gotta wait a week. That's the whole thing with these sites. But it's just fucking lovely. Like, I don't know what to tell you, folks. In this episode, they went meta because they referenced the manga that this show is based on and that must have been even, it made sense. That happens a lot with these kind of like autobiographical comics as they reference the comic. Not that like this author is making it, but they do reference the owner's mom is reading a manga that this anime is based on, and they reflect on how dogs live short lives compared to humans. But also the owner's like, yeah, but they're great. And also, old dogs are fun too. Old dogs are also cute. And then they realize that the cat has looked the same since it was a kitten. And it was a kitten, then it became a cat, and then it has always looked the same ever since. The series as a whole is lovely. The voice actor for the cat is a gentleman who only does like Yakuza and cop roles. Anytime you need a grizzled person, you hire this gentleman. And so it's just like the most proud, loud, like voice for a cat you can imagine, and it is perfect. It is fantastic casting. And then the dog is just silly and fun, and it's just the differences between owning a dog and a cat. There are a couple very poignant episodes. There are a couple that really hit me hard and unexpected, touching episodes, and I was very happy to see those as well. It's just a lovely little series, and I highly recommend it. Again, that is called With a Dog and a Cat Every Day is Fun. It's just a lovely show. All right, so we're going to backtrack a little bit. We had the 12th episode of So I'm a Spider, So What? Now, So I'm a Spider, So What? You'll hear that title and you go, was this based on a light novel? Yes, it was. Also, it became a manga and then became that. It's actually not that long of a title for light novel era, for light novels. Um, what's Soma Spider So What? It's an isekai, which means it's a different world anime. The focus is on our main character. It was a high school girl. Her entire class died and was reborn into this fantasy world. Now, most of them were reborn as humans. Some of them were elves. I think one of them one of them was reincarnated as a dragon. Uh, but not all of them. One of them was reincarnated as a spider. And her story is fraught with her trying to survive in a very harsh dungeon where she is the weakest creature. And it's her evolving and growing using her intelligence, her understanding of the world, and her using some skills that come her way to her benefit, and just doing a kick-ass job surviving and being kind of a silly main character. Now, throughout the course, this is going to be a 24 episode season. So through the course of these past 12 episodes, we have learned a few things about the world and our spider. The show was presented that we would jump between the spider's exploits and the other kids that she was isekai'd with, the high schoolers' exploits, where they're in magic school or hero school and going through the whole thing, dealing with that. And one guy lost his dang mind and considers himself the main character, and he's not the main character. Shun is the main character, and some shenanigans happened, and it's a whole thing. Meanwhile, our spider is just fighting along. And then we come to a huge revelation that it's an anime only revelation because the manga was set up differently. The manga didn't jump between the spider and the humans. The manga showed us all the stuff that was happening with the spider and then was like, oh, also this stuff was happening with humans. Here you go. But in the anime, they're like, oh, these are happening parallel. But they're not happening parallel. All of the spiders scenes that we were seeing happened 15 years ago. And that's pretty rad. And then also, I'm getting the sense from watching it that I am supposed to think that the spider is actually the villain of the series. And I don't know if I'm supposed to like sympathize with the other humans. I do not sympathize with them. Maybe I'm supposed to. But right now I'm just like, yeah, figure it out, Spider. They burned your house down. You take your revenge. You get the job done, Spider. I am on the Spider side through all of this, but I am getting the sense that I am supposed to be on the side of the humans. Um, anyway, in this episode, our Spider fought our Earth Dragon, who is like the de facto boss of um, the dungeon. And at the very end, it looks like our spider is going to finally be able to get out of the dungeon. And I don't know what happens then, but we'll find out. They're taking a week off. It's off this week, and then next week, and then the following week it'll be back. Most likely to make way for other shows that are coming in. That happens now and again, so it's taking a week off. Also, the current Demon Lord. It's so the thing is, this show is doing a lot of like, oh, is this the person? Is this the person? And I think the show is doing a thing where it's trying to make me think that the Demon Lord is the spider because she mentions killing dragons. But I don't think that's true. I don't think our Demon Lord is our spider friend becomes the Demon Lord. I just don't see that as a possibility. Um, uh, but yeah. Oh, I want to say this, friends. If you watch clips of this or you see my tweet about it, Araba, the dragon that our spider defeats, which it shouldn't have been able to, and does through some smart uses of skills and trickery, is So it's done in CGI. A lot of the monsters are CGI monsters, and you expect that in anime. I'm not saying that it wouldn't be. I'm saying I just don't enjoy that stuff. But our spider is all digital, and this goddamn dragon looks terrible. It just looks really bad. It's just like weirdly brightly lit, and just doesn't fit in with the backgrounds. It just stands out, and they just did this dragon dirty. It just does not look as cool as it should, and that is a real shame. Because it should look radical. It should look like a boss of an area, and instead it just looks like a weird NPC, like a weird painting of a character. So I was pretty disappointed with how it looks. So I'll say that. That's my big takeaway from Soma Spider So What episode 12 of 24, with a week off next week. For new friends, I am panel lining these kits as we go, or this kit as we go, which just means I have some markers, and I do some quick lines with that and hit it with an eraser to clean up those lines. If you haven't done that, I am still very new to this, to using panel lining and using these markers, but you know, I do my best. And so for that is what the color code above uh, the art of this kit is. And so yeah, so I just hit areas that would have an indent with the marker. If I do some ink in places that doesn't need to be, that's fine, because when I hit it with the eraser, it'll erase those spots. This is the quote-unquote quick and dirty method that people employ. And it really does do a lot for kits, especially kits like this. That, you know, the you don't have to paint the plastic, so you're not painting the plastic. You're just kind of making it pop, make it stand out a little bit. This is, like I said, this is still pretty new for me. Some people use their fingers, or they use a tissue. I like using this polymer eraser because it's just easy to use and just adds a little residue, but you can wipe that right off. And it just kind of like perks it up a little bit, makes it shine. It looks great in photos, and it's not that hard to do. I avoided it for a very long time because I was very worried about it. But yeah, I wish I had done it sooner, because I really do think it looks rad. Okay, so then we're going to take this piece here. That's going to go there. This is going to go here. We'll put some outer armor on. This is already the leg, but we got to add extra armor. We got to put armor on top of the armor. So some of this won't show in the panel. Some of this panel lining I did won't show when we add the extra armor, but that's okay, because what I could do is take off all this extra purple armor and just show the underneath part of it. As I said, I'm new to this, so anytime I'm doing this, it's just like extra practice, so I can get better at it. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? Oh, okay, so the only other anime show I want to talk to you about is the 24th episode of JUJUTSU Kaisen. JUJUTSU Kaisen won Anime of the Year at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I will say this, half the season aired last year, at the end of last year. The other half aired at the beginning of this year, just wrapped up. In my opinion, the best parts of this series happened this year, and it shouldn't have won Anime of the Year. It's very good, don't get me wrong, but Keep Your Hands Off Aizaken is the best show of the year and should have won, because it was the best show of 2020. Because Aizaken is incredible. It's a love letter to the creative process and anime, and is a beautiful story. It's done incredibly well, so well voice acted. The animation is brilliant looking. It's just a kick-ass show, and it should have won Anime of the Year, and I'm frustrated that it didn't, because, as I said, while I do like while I do like JUJUTSU Kaisen, its best episodes happened in 2021. So, and I think January of 2020 feels like a decade ago, because it was pre-lockdown, and I think pre-lockdown animated shows got a bum rap, because people associate it with like 2019 or something. Anyway, I won't get too deep into Jujutsu Kaisen. They finished off the season. I thought this was going to be this was going to continue because it was like new characters were introduced, but I guess it was a short arc originally, and so it made sense that it ended quickly. But I was surprised at how quickly this story ended. Uh, but basically, some fighting happened. If you have been watching the show and you're not caught up, and you are like, I really hope that Nobara has a cool moment. She got some cool moments, and it was also awesome to watch her and Yuji fight because they teamed up really well. Because Yuji is very good at teaming up with people and knowing their strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, overall, good episode. Highly recommend it. Good show. If you are interested in a shonen, if you are interested in an action series, a boys focused action series, with a empathetic main character, Jujutsu Kaisen, it can be a dark series, certainly. But Yuji is part of the movement of good boy main characters, as seen in Black Clover and My Hero Academia and Fire Force, Demon Slayer. This kind of generation, there's a generation of main characters in shonens who are empathetic and who are trying to save the world and do their thing and do their best, but also help out people along the way, and also feel bad about when they have to do things they originally like. Some shonen main characters are like, oh, had to fight with my morals there, okay, and then move on. And others have to grapple with that idea, the idea that they're fighting with their moral compass may have gone astray, and they have to do things they originally swore they would never do. And so it's kind of interesting to watch a Yuji kind of struggle with that. Animated, it's beautifully animated, great series, highly recommended. Recommend it, I should say. It's one of, yeah, definitely one of the best shows of last year. Already the second half, one of the best shows of this year. So, also, if while I'm trying to sell you on Jujutsu Kaisen, I'll let you know that there is a character in the show whose name is Panda, and he is a panda. He's a panda person, a talking panda, who fights, named Panda. So, look, I don't know if that pushes people over that were like, oh, I'm interested now. A talking, fighting panda, you say? Yeah, it's pretty neat. All right, so we got to place this sticker on the back here. Will anyone ever see this sticker? No. Are we still going to do it? Yes, because we get better at doing stuff like this by doing it, because maybe I'll do a 360 degrees of this someday. I don't know. I might use this kit in a kit bash at some point, and I want to be like, have it look good. Also, it's a high grade, and high grades, the 144 scale high grades, you gotta put stickers on them because they're not always color accurate because of the plastics. They make their choices. So we do all that. Just like the same way that we were panel lining parts of this that you will not see. Also, we put this sticker on. I'm about to put a piece of plastic that is going to cover basically all of the sticker, which is annoying. It's just annoying, but it's fine. I use a X-Acto knife to remove stickers from its paper and also apply those stickers. Tweezers work just fine. Your fingernail can work, but I just I think I like removing with the X-Acto knife blade, and I like applying with it. I'm used to it, and there's no downside to it. And for new folks, if you're like, hey, Pat, what's up with those snipper clips? These are God Hand. That's the brand, God Hand. These are the single blade. So these are the PN 120. They are not the best God Hand out there, but they are a step down. But they're still the best clippers I've ever owned. I've only used them for a couple weeks now, but they are by far the best. This is the best like piece of equipment I've ever used on stream. They are small, but they get the job done. Very nice precision. I like the cuts that get made with them. Big fan. If you are thinking of getting into the habit of model kit building, getting into the hobby, I might have defaulted to say habit because I think it is habit forming. But if you're like, I am interested in model kits. I would like to try this out. Just use whatever you have. Use wire cutters. Use kitchen shears. Use your fingers to separate the pieces. Use your nail. Use nail clippers. Like, use whatever you've got. The advice I always give when starting out is there is one particular kit that you want to start with. If you are like, I would like to build model kits, there is a new, it came out last year. It'll probably be $15 on Amazon. You can find it cheaper at some hobby shops probably. You want to get the entry grade RX-782. That's the original Gundam. Entry grade is a new thing, came out last year from Bandai. Entry grade is meant to be your first model kit. The instructions are all in full color in English. They're no tools required. You don't need clips. You can just remove from the board. The RX-782 has 0 stickers. You just snap it together. You start with the head. You work your way down. You're done with the kit. It looks fantastic. It's something you can be proud of. It was on my Christmas tree last year because I just loved how it looked so much that I put it on my Christmas tree because it's just a fantastic looking kit. That is where you start. And from there, if you're familiar with Gundam, you get a Gundam, you put that together. You like Dragon Ball, you can buy a Dragon Ball action figure model kit, you can put that together. You like Kamen Rider, they got Kamen Rider kits out there. You like Zoids, they got Zoids. Zoids Wild came out, I think, 2 years ago, so there are pretty recent Zoids that came out. So you can get yourself a Zoid and build some Zoids. Building something you're familiar with is a great starting place because you're like, even if you're unsure of how the pieces go together, you know what it looks like at the end, right? You know, like, my first Gundam series was Gundam Wing. My favorite Gundam, still to this day, is the Death Scythe. I know what a Death Scythe is supposed to look like. It was also my first model kit was a high-grade Death Scythe. And I was like, I want to get into model kit building. I want to build a Death Scythe. I didn't think the Death Scythe action figure looked good. I want to get that, and I got that. Bad Gunpla's rating with a party of 14. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Of course, now this audience is going to be a little more experienced than our last raid, but welcome, everybody. Hello. The Bad Gunpla squad is coming in. Welcome. Welcome to the Bear Cave. We're working on the AGE-1 Glansa from Gundam AGE. And thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Yes, welcome everybody. Hope you're doing well. So I was talking because we had a raid previously from some folks that might not know much about model kit building, and I was talking about where to start, which is with the entry grade RX-782, because that is the new gold standard in where to begin. But then you go and you try something based on a show you like or you've seen before. And then, man, I too have a beard like yours. Well, there you go. Yes, you have the, oh, weird, I'm graying? All right, lean into it, I guess. Which is my beard. All right, I guess that's me. Guess I have a graying beard. So this kit, the AGE-1 Glansa, I have not seen a single moment of Gundam Age. Never seen it. Right now I'm building it because it looked cool, and also it's a show that I haven't built anything from because I build model kits and I've been doing it for almost 4 years on stream. And eventually you're just like, well, what haven't I built? And what shows haven't I built for them? And I believe, now I'm going to double check this. I believe I have built from every Gundam series except for Age, which so I'll be finishing that, and Regastia in G, or whatever that is. I forget how to say it. I think that's the only Gundam series I haven't built yet. Or at least one thing from. Build what you think looks cool. Yeah, I mean that's what I said. Like if you're like, oh, I want to get into doing this, and like, well, I don't know anything about Gundam. It's like, all right, well, if you think a model kit looks cool, you can build that, or build a Kamen Rider kit or a Dragon Ball kit. Oh, I mean, honestly, if you have like fond memories of the original Dragon Ball series, Bulma's motorcycle is probably a tricky build for someone's first build, but it looks absolutely fantastic. But even just like, I don't know, you can make Goku as a figure and like swap out his head and have him go Super Saiyan or not. Um, if you have Gohan, you can have a couple outfits for him. But also, if you buy Piccolo, Piccolo comes with gear to make Gohan match from when Gohan wanted to look like Piccolo's gear for when he fought Cell, which is just a lovely little attention to detail. The 18, the Dragon Ball 18, Android 18 kit comes with the self-destruct button, and it fits in Krillin's hand. It's just, there's some attention to detail with that I really love. They only did one Figurize, which is the action figure model kit line. They only did one for Naruto, which was a bummer, but it's teen Naruto, and they set it up so it has magnets on the bottom, so you can have it pose and like hang from things using chi, which is a fun little touch. You have the HG Moon Gundam and the Gustav Karl. Nice. Yeah, the Moon. I have not built the Moon yet. That's on my my Amazon wish list because it just looks so silly, and I was like, I'll build that someday. I should have gotten it when it first came out because it went up in price pretty quickly, but I'll get to it at some point. Uh, yeah, it is a thing where it's just like I was trying to find new things to build, but also I pre-ordered the high grade Death Scythe. It's just another Death Scythe, but it's a modern build of the Death Scythe. I'm gonna build that because we built Death Scythes on the stream because I love Death Scythes. So gonna build that too. Moon is a great build. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll definitely get to it. It's on my list. It's just there are a lot of yeah, it's on my wish list, so it is a thing I'm going to build. There's a bunch of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff. My backlog is pretty good right now. I got a couple high grades, a couple master grades to build. Duo Maxwell, indeed. That is Duo Maxwell's Death Scythe. The high grade is of the original Death Scythe, but it is new retooling, new parts. In 2020, the Heavy Arms was the first of that, and the wing, and they're going to do all of the original with new molds, so it's not the 2012 release of them, which is great. And it was that Heavy Arms was really fun to build. That was a very pleasant build. All right, we're done with the leg. We can move on to the other leg. And yeah, if I wanted to, I could take all of this purple armor off and show you, and just have the AGE-1. But we're going to do a full build. I might take the purple armor off and do another photo because you can just build the AGE-1, a very basic version. Are you going to get the RG Wing 2? So this is a decision that I made as a streamer. I don't build real grades on stream. The details, the tiny pieces that come in a real grade, are not good for my like big paws. They are not super compatible. So while I do think real grades are fantastic, as a streamer, I have basically been like high grades. Occasionally the heads are annoying, right? Sometimes they're tiny pieces, but most of the time you can still get everything done and do everything you need to do with them. And master grades, they have some tiny pieces, but they're also bigger kits. They're the 1/100 scale, so it's totally reasonable, I think, to work on those. But I have just found that the gimmicks in real grades frustrate me to no end while I am trying to, keep an eye on chat, build a kit, to put it together right, not screw it up, all that stuff. So, yeah, I generally don't pick up real grades. Now, if there's a real grade death scythe, then I'll make an exception because I built death scythes on this stream. It's literally my tier 2 emote is me as a death scythe. So, I mean, there are exceptions to every rule. And also, I should say, just put the cards on the table because some people might call me out on it. Hey, Pat, I know that your one of the best kits you've ever built was a real grade, and they're right. But that's because that was the Suzabi real grade, and the Suzabi is such a big kit that for a real grade, it felt like building a master grade. Also, I got the ruby clear colored Suzabi, and it is unbelievably gorgeous. It's two different translucent red colors. It's a ruby red and also a deeper red. And it's beautiful. It's an incredibly great kit. It's for a real grade. It's the size of a master grade for a smaller Gundam, obviously. It's bigger. That real grade is bigger than the F91, which is one of the smallest master grades Gundams. That is a gorgeous kit, and I loved every second of that build. You're gonna get the new Gundam real grade. Yeah. I like real grades, but they're just they are frustrating for me to assemble. So I pass on them. I'm gonna pass on them. And we need 10. There it is. But I still look at them from afar. And then another thing that I kind of made the choice that I don't want to build in the future because I've built a few of them. I'm not going to build any of the derivatives of the Unicorn Gundam. Because I've built the Unicorn before. I've built the Banshee and Banshee Norn. And all of the parts that have to slide around to expose the, other parts underneath. And just, it's just, I don't know. I think the Banshee looks really cool. And I think the Unicorn also looks cool, but from the perspective of me as a person that is building model kits on stream, I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do it. There are way too many. Yeah, it's just so involved. I do think there's a Unicorn on my wish list, and I got to take it off. I keep forgetting to take it off, the real grade Unicorn, because that would just be I just don't think that would be a fun build. But yeah, because the Unicorns is just even the SD, the Chibi Unicorn was a lot of work. That was the most intense SD I've ever built. How is this kit? Oh, Iron, thank you for asking. This kit is coming together smooth. So this is a 2013. I'm going to double check. So this is a 2013 kit. So as far as high grades go, comes together real well. This series started airing in 2011. So this kit some of these parts are from 2011. So it's that era, which is a fine. So in my opinion, the early 2010s are a fine era for model kits. But when you get to 2015, that's when you start seeing English in the instructions, and you start seeing better descriptors of anytime something is weird and strange, you start getting a better descriptor of what they mean by what they're asking you to do. And I really think the sweet spot is 2015. But this kit's coming together well. I really like the bulky, odd look of it. I mean, if you're adding armor, it should be bulky. That's why you got to scale up the unicorns, says Lashbrook. I have been putting it off, but my next kit is still going to be the PG Banshee Norn. Lashbrook, that's going to be your 2011 model kit, because I can't imagine that just sounds like it's going to take forever. I'm sure that's going to be gorgeous. The Banshee Norn, beautiful color choices, like one of the best uses of orange in any Gundam. Um, I think it's going to look incredible. I can't wait to see photos, but that's just an undertaking. All right. I gotta line this up. Again, this piece is underneath, like on this side. It's going to be covered. We're not going to see it, but we still want to do it. The Banshee Norn looks really cool. Yeah, the Banshee's one of those things where like I don't collect action figures of Gundam because I build them because I'd rather build a model kit. But the Norn is something that like if I was in a store and saw it, like at the Universe kit, kit action figures, I would be tempted. That would be sorely tempted. You made an SDAX Banshee Norn. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's just a lovely looking kit, but it's so much work. All right, so we're gonna put this on here again. I think this leg we're not gonna panel line underneath because I'm probably not gonna take this armor off. So we panel lined the underside of this, but now that I look at it, now that one's done, we're just gonna do around the ankle because that's the only part that actually shows on this kit. So I don't worry about that. We'll just do that. We're just gonna do with the gray marker. We're going to do down low here. And again, I am doing the quick and dirty method. Uh, just hitting some of the indents quick, not worrying about it. Again, we could do the whole thing, and if we were going to display this without the armor, extra armor, we would do that. But since I'm not gonna do that. We're not really gonna do that. Just do that. Gives a little bit of definition there. And yeah, none of the other parts show up, so we don't worry about it. That's easy, because we didn't know until, you don't know until you know. And now we know. Though the stickers are a sore point. Yeah, well, yes. I love a high grade that for somehow managed to not have your connectors, your PC connectors. Like if it doesn't have those, that's incredible. The polycaps. If it doesn't have polycaps, that's rad. I love a high grade that doesn't have polycaps. Somehow they managed to do it. That's incredible. Um, a kit that doesn't have a lot of stickers, always a big fan of that. Now, when you're getting an SD, oh, decals. Yeah, when you're getting an SD kit is mostly stickers. And I get that. High grades are a lot of stickers too, right? Like we put some on here. We haven't put a ton of them on here, but we put some on. Um, and I get that. Like the back of this piece right here is black because of a sticker. This did not need us. We did not need to put like have that be a piece of plastic. SDs are great for painting practice. Yes, you're totally right. That is something that I'm not super familiar with painting. I'm not like that's not a thing that I have spent any time doing. Um, Model kit painting initially, but I could see that being a great practice for that because especially because like it's meant to have lots of big stickers covering it, right? So and even though it's a small kit, you're gonna have a lot of surface area that you're gonna want to hit. Uh, I'm still new to the whole panel lining thing, but I really enjoy it. And then I'm getting better with it. Nice bandana too. Oh, well, appreciate that. Yep. Gotta have the bandana, otherwise I'm just gonna be sweating the entire stream. And then because this is a frequently asked question, it is not the same bandana that I wear every stream. It is one of many bandanas that I wear on every stream because when I shaved my head years ago, I made the decision that I was going to start wearing bandanas, and I bought 12 of the same bandana, and I still have like I think 8 of those 12 now couple years later. And then I had like another one that I did a rotation, but it's just so much easier. Just clean them up, and then when it feels like, oh, I got it, like in the summer, one-time use. In the winter, several-time use. That's nice and easy, and then I just throw them in the wash. It just makes my life so much easier. Nonsense. But yeah, it's just hot enough in this house that if I was not wearing the bandana, it would be a bad time. We've got a little time left in the stream, so we are gonna raid. We always raid, but we also have to share the love that we got by the two lovely raids we had from Bad Gunpla and also Joe Kim. Thank you to everybody that came through that. We are gonna raid. We're not gonna. We probably won't. Usually this time of night, we don't find model kit builders that we know on stream. But we will raid somebody. The most important thing to me about raiding is that we are going to go. I am going to make sure that you check out someone that I think is cool. So we're not going to finish this leg. No, this leg we finished up on Monday. We will continue this leg. We will continue working on the leg on Monday. My next build stream is Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, the most important thing for me is that we're going to go raid somebody who has an awesome community and is a great person. And, you know, so sometimes those are variety streamers. Sometimes I have friends who play retro things. I have friends who are like Stardew and Animal Crossing streamers. But the thing that they all have in common is they're all excellent people with really nice communities. Because that is important to me. That we go and hang out, and maybe you'll find. I always like to think maybe you'll find another streamer that you're like, this person rules. I'm so happy that we went on this raid. That's the goal anyway. So we'll do that. But yes, I will be finishing this kit up. I don't know if I'm going to finish this on Monday because actually, you know what? I can say this. This will not be done on Monday. The body might be done on Monday, but this has such a big backpack with such big weapons. I feel like this will go on late, another stream. But we'll at least get most of it done on Monday and then move on to the strike. We'll move on to this nice purple friend, our lavender friend. It's weird, lovely colors. Another big backpack. That's a master grade. But anyway, I am going to find somebody for us to go raid because that is, as I said, what we're doing now. Go see who's online that we want to go check out. Let's see who is doing cool stuff that we want to go see. Oh, we have not visited our friend in a while. So let's go. Xandra is playing Sekiro, and it is XandraBot. So we are gonna raid Xandra. XandraBot is Xandra's VTube persona. Xandra made all my emotes, and she is fantastic. And her daughter is the XandraBot. Is playing Sekiro. So, are they paused right now on their break? No, they're not. Okay, so we're going to go raid Xandra. Again, is a person doing a VTube thing. Xandra rules and is fantastic and is trying VTubing out. So we love that. But we'll go see some Sekiro with a great person. I hope you come along this raid. Thanks for being here. If you came here because of Joe Kim, if you came here because of Bad Gunpla, if you came here because you saw Gunpla and you were looking in the Makers and Crafting, if you came here because you're here all the time and you're part of the Bear Cave, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern as we continue working on this kit. Have a great night. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye.